Yo, what up people, welcome back to my channel, and today we have a very special video. It's prime time. It's time for the prime card. Manchester, October 14th, live on the Zone pay-per-view. It's KSI, it's Tommy Fury, it's Logan Paul, it's Dylan Dennis, and this is my prediction video. But it's a different kind of prediction video. I have this magic wheel right here, and this magic wheel will decide what fight I will predict. So I could predict the main event at first, I could predict SX versus DTG as last. I don't know, you don't know, and we have some forfeits. Let's get right into it. So before I can predict anything, I have to spin the wheel. Let's see what fight we are predicting at first. It's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning, and we got we are starting off with a prelim. It's SX Sam versus DTG. We've seen DTG before. He fought LRFM. He didn't look great in that fight, but he only had a few weeks of training. Now he had months to prepare. SX training at London shoot fighters like JJ, like Arms, like Idris. So you know it's a very good gym. You know he's training, you know he's taking it serious. And it's a hard one to predict, but I do think SX is gonna win this one. I'm gonna give it to SX. I think it's gonna go to a decision. I don't think anyone is knocking anyone out in this fight, just because it's SX's first fight, it's DTG's second fight, and I don't think they have the knockout power yet. You never know in the future, but right now I think SX is gonna win by a decision. There's not much I can go off of. I just know he's training at London Shoot Fighters, and that's a very good gym. They have a very good track record, especially in influencer boxing, but in real boxing, MMA, etc. as well. So I'm going for SX to get the win against DTG. Let's go on to the next one. Come on, what is the wheel saying? Who are we getting? The wheel's right here. Let's see. We have, oh, is it? Oh, we almost got the big one. It was almost Salt versus Slim. But like you guys can see, it's Chase versus Tempo Arts. Chase Demore, he's a guy who he's had an eventful life at Misfits so far. Of course, he fought Josh Bruckner, got destroyed. He fought Stevie Knight. He looked way better than he did against Josh, but he got disqualified because he started to do some MMA shit after his opponent got knocked the fuck out. Can do that. After that, he redeemed himself by fighting a BKFC champion in Alan Belcher. And Chase has been making progress, but I think Tempo is the better boxer. Tempo doesn't have the physique, like the physique you want to look at, but he is a good boxer, especially for someone his size, and I think he wants it very bad. Like Tempo was a JJ fan since he was little. He was watching his fight against Joe Weather, he watched his fight against Logan, and now he's fighting on the prime card. It's an opportunity of a lifetime for him, and I think he's gonna take it. It's of course a fight for the Misfits Heavyweight Championship of the world, and after seeing both of them fight, Tempo looks better. I think Tempo is gonna win this by third round knockout. Let's get into the next prediction. Who are we getting? Who are we getting? Let's look at the wheel, and we are predicting. Oh, is it? Is it? Is it? Oh! It's the big one. It's JJ. It's Tommy. Okay, let's not be biased in this prediction. Of course, I want JJ to win. I want KSI to win. Like I told you guys, I've been watching KSI since I was a little kid. Like I've been seeing him grow as a YouTuber, as a musician, as a boxer, as everything. And I really want him to win. But this is a massive task in front of him. It's not a walkover. It's not like he's just gonna walk into the ring, throw one or two punches and knock Tommy the fuck out. That's never gonna happen in this fight. I do think, like I said a few months ago, I think 2 months ago, 3 months ago, he has a good chance, and he has a better chance than Jake had, just because he's so unorthodox. That's his biggest chance. He needs to find a one shot to knock Tommy out. But I also think JJ has a bigger chance of being knocked out by Tommy than Jake had, because he's unorthodox and he just goes for it. doesn't think about it. He just goes for it. He's like, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out today. But I gotta be unbiased and sorry to say that, but I think I do gotta give it to. I don't know. It's a hard one. It's such a hard one because I really want JJ to win. And I believe he can, but Tommy is the favorite. And I don't want to seem biased and say JJ is gonna win when every aspect of boxing is against him. But the heart. That's the one thing he has over Tommy. It's the heart. I don't think Tommy wants this as bad as JJ wants this. JJ wants this more than anyone else in this world. He wants to prove everyone wrong. And the fact he does want that, and the fact Tommy really doesn't care. It doesn't really look he cares about it. He is sparring this guy who's 3-1. Like, bro, what is your problem? He's even a middleweight. Why are we sparring middleweights when we are fighting at 183? Are we dumb? Are we dumb? You're a donut. You're stupid. Insert JME meme right now.
You're a donut. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. You're stupid. Dumb.
But Tommy is the favorite. You know what? Fuck it. KSI by 3rd round KO. Fuck it. JJ, good luck, my guy. You gotta win this for us, for the YouTube community, for the Misfits community. Go on, KO this motherfucker, and let's get this Jake fight over the line for next year. So, KSI by 3rd round KO. Now, on to the next one. We had the main event. We could have the co-main event, or well, the double main event straight after, but let's see. What fight are we predicting right now? What fight are we predicting right now? We got... Oh, no. It's another big one. It's Salt Papi versus Slim. It's Salt Papi versus Slim. Probably the people's main event. The fight we've all been wanting for so long. Everybody wants this fight. And it looked like we were not getting this fight on this card. But at the end of the day, with the WWE kind of contract signing in the ring, that probably wasn't a real contract. But still, we got the fight over the line. It's Salt Papi, the man who lost so much weight. His weight loss journey is amazing to look at. And Slim, who's been grinding, who's been doing his thing on Social Knockout before he went over to Misfits. The B side, the dark side of influencer boxing. But he made a name for himself by fighting Temper, by fighting Ryan Taylor, by knocking people out. And he's been doing that. He's been knocking people out, but just not his latest 2 fights. He hasn't been able to knock someone out. And that's something you gotta think of. You gotta consider. Like, he hasn't been able to knock people out lately. But he still has knockout power. Salt Papi is probably the better boxer. He is the one that Eddie Hearn's saying, like, he could go pro. He wants to go pro. I've seen that in a Misfits interview he had lately. And I do think Salt Papi is the better boxer out of the 2 of them. I think Slim is slightly the favorite because every video I've seen, almost everyone says Slim's gonna win. But I have a feeling Salt Papi is gonna win this. I think Salt Papi is the better boxer. He's gonna outbox Slim. He's not gonna KO him. I think this is going to a decision, and I think it's Salt Papi by decision. Let's get into the next one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights left, and there are some big ones in there. We have Logan Dillon. We have Kenny Anthony Taylor. We have the rematch, Dean Wally 2. We have the tag team. We have the women fight. We have everything. Let's get into the next one. What's the next prediction? We have... Whindersson Nunes versus my mate Nate. The battle of the sons of King Kenny. Whindersson looked good in his first Kingpin fight, but people were wondering maybe his opponent got paid off to make him look good with all the Brazilians there, with his big name. My mate Nate didn't look good against Kenny, but it was his first pro bout. It was his first bout, no headgear, 10-ounce gloves. So he had to get used to it. He wasn't used to it. Now he is. Now he knows what it feels. Now he knows how it is to walk out in a big arena with a lot of people with 10-ounce gloves, no headgear. So he's used to it. He can prepare for it. He couldn't do that before because you can't prepare for something you don't know. It's simple as that. Whindersson, Kenny made him look silly. Kenny made Whindersson look so silly in their fight. It's it's so weird how he looked so good against Philippek, and then against Kenny he didn't throw. Kenny was styling on him, Kenny was playing with him, Kenny was having the time of his life, but he couldn't get him out of there, which might be a problem for Kenny. Being able to outbox someone for so many rounds but not being able to get him out of there, that's a problem. You could have a problem there. It's not 100% a problem, like maybe Winterson just has an amazing chin and you just can't knock him out. Could be a possibility, but it could also mean Kenny doesn't have the power really to knock someone out. He does have a strong jab, but he never knocked out Winterson. He did get a knockdown, but he didn't get a knockout. I think it's a hard one. I think if Nate prepares well, if Nate has taken this serious and has taken in consideration it's no headgear, 10-ounce gloves, I think he can outbox Winterson Nunes. But if he still hasn't really prepared for no headgear, 10-ounce gloves, then I think Winterson has the better chance of winning. But I think I'm gonna give this to Nate. Let's say my mate Nate by 4th round KO. I don't know why. Probably a TKO. Probably not a flash KO, but a TKO for my mate Nate against Winterson Nunes. Let's get straight into the next fight. Straight into the next fight. What we getting? What we getting? What we saying? Come on. Come. Ooh, is it? Is it? Is it? It is King Kenny versus AT, the gatekeeper, the guy who defeated Sal Papi, the guy who made Sal Papi look like an amateur just because of the way he fights. I've always said this. AT likes to duck low, likes to get in, likes to clinch because he's an MMA fighter. King Kenny likes to stay on his jab. Stay on his jab. Keep him on a distance. Keep him on a distance with his jab. He has a very, very, very strong jab. I think Kenny is the better boxer. I think AT has a lot to prove. He wants to prove a lot. He wants to prove he's one of the best in the Misfits scene. He really wants to climb those pound for pound rankings. You heard them talk about it on the face-to-face as well. Like they're like number 7 and 8. So it's a perfect match. But I think Kenny's the better boxer. And I think if Kenny keeps his jab out, if he keeps him on distance, he is gonna win this fight. I don't think he's gonna knock out AT because AT is hard to knock out. He has like this massive neck. He's been doing a lot of neck training. He wants to do his peekaboo style, this Mike Tyson style. He kind of has the same style, but not as good as Mike Tyson, of course, and in a different way. But he's trying to implement that into his game. But I think King Kenny can win this on points if he just keeps him on the jab. He just keeps his jab out, throw a few combinations, don't let him get inside. I think Kenny got this, and I think Kenny's gonna win by decision and win this Misfits light heavyweight belt. Come on, let's get into the next one. We still have Logan Dillon, we still have Dean Waleed. Let's see. Ooh, is it? Wait, that's Swarm's Ryan Taylor. Swarm's Ryan Taylor. I was at their first fight at Misfits 007, I think it was.
Stop the cap.
I think it's what 004. Yeah, 004. It's a hard one because we didn't see much from both of them. It was a 30-second fight because of the one punch, man. The one jab that destroyed, I think his eyes, Ryan Taylor's eye socket it was, or something like that. He destroyed something in his eye with the one jab. People been saying maybe that's because of his Slim fight. He took a lot of damage against Slim, like a lot of damage, and maybe he wasn't healed enough to go into the Swarms fight. Swarms has been training. Swarms' weight loss journey has been amazing. Swarms has been improving. He has the twitchy. He's very twitchy. That's a good thing in boxing. Ryan Taylor in the face-to-face made it look like that's a bad thing in boxing because the nerves and stuff, etc. But I think it's a good thing in boxing. He has very good reactions. He's used to be a pro football player, so he's very athletic. And I think with the improvements Swarms has been making, I think for me he's the favorite. I think he can win this again, and if he wins this, I think he has a good chance to get like a good opponent. Maybe the Deji rematch. You never know. Maybe a Bryce Hall. Maybe Pineda. Pineda called him out. But I do think Swarms can win this, and I think Swarms gonna win this, let's say by 2nd round TKO. Swarms by 2nd round TKO. Let's go. We have 4 fights remaining. We have Logan Dillon. We have Dean Waleed 2. We have Astrid Wed, Alexia Grace, and the tag team match. Let's see what's the next one we're predicting. The wheel is spinning. The wheel is spinning. And we got... Is it the tag team? Is it the tag team? It's the tag team. Wasabi LMAO versus Los Pinedas Coladas. We have the legend Luis Pineda and B-Dave against Nick LMAO and Alex Wasabi. I think if you look at the fighters, like the 4 fighters in this, I think Wasabi LMAO have the better chance. Wasabi LMAO have the 2 better boxers. I think Pineda is an alright boxer, but I don't think B-Dave is on the same level as the 3 of them. He does have heart, he doesn't get knocked out easily, he does love boxing, but he just isn't the best boxer in the world. But I do think Pineda and B-Dave do have a good chance. I think it's a hard fight to call. That's always with these tag teams because you don't know who are getting the time in the ring, who are fighting the most. Like if Pineda fights a lot, like what he did last time is he roughed up the opponent and he let B-Day finish him. That was a good game plan. I think if they do that again, they have a good chance. But I do think I gotta give it to Wasabi LMAO just because they are better boxers, like as a team, like both of them are better and they have the chemistry. They're like brothers to each other. They're very good friends. They speak the same language. That's also a thing, like there's a language barrier between B-Dave and Pineda. I think Wasabi LMAO trained more together. They know each other's weaknesses, they know each other's good things, they know everything about each other. So I think they have the edge for me and I think they are gonna win, but I think it's gonna be a decision. Last 3, we have 2 massive fights remaining and of course we have 1 fight remaining, and we have the female fight is Astrid Wet versus Alexia Grace. The fight that was happening on Wet Promotions but never happened because some WWE throwing to the table kind of thing. But Astrid should win this. Astrid has been boxing for 1.5, 2 years now, and Alexia has only been boxing for maybe a few months. She does have a WBO trainer, and I'm not the biggest fan of Astrid. I don't think she's the best boxer. I think she's very overhyped just because she was the first female champion and she never really defended it against anyone really good. Like her fight against AJ was a war, but it wasn't a good fight. They weren't very technical. And I think Alexia does look better technical a little bit. Not a lot, but I don't think she's ready for the big stage yet. I think she is underestimating like a 21,000 people crowd. She's underestimating being live on the Zone pay-per-view. And Astrid is used to it. Astrid knows what it feels like. Astrid knows what it is to be in an arena. She knows what it feels like to be on the Zone pay-per-view because she's done it before and Alexia hasn't. So I think I'm gonna give Astrid the edge. She should win this. She has to win this. If she doesn't win this, then where does she go from here? You can't go against AJ Bunker again. You can't go against Elbrook. Where are you going if you lose this? So I have to give this to Astrid Wet because she has so much to lose and Alexia doesn't have anything to lose. If she loses, she's like, yeah, but I've only been boxing for a few months. It's my first fight. Astrid has 2 fights before. She is the champion. She has the experience. So she should win this, and I think she's gonna win it by decision. Ooh, we have 2 massive fights left. We have Dean Waleed 2 and Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. Let's see, what's the penultimate fight we are predicting? Are we ending it up on Dean Waleed or Logan Dylan? It looks like we are ending with Dean Waleed. We have Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. This is gonna be a quick one. First round decapitation. Logan Paul. Dylan doesn't belong in there with Logan. Let's be honest with that. If Logan doesn't knock him out in 2 rounds, it's a W for Dylan. It's a W for Dylan. So I'm gonna give this to Logan. I think he's gonna knock him out in the first round. Like probably the first 30 seconds. So this is a quick one. Logan by KO. I can spin the wheel again. I'll just do it. But we all know it's the rematch. It's one of the biggest fights in crossover boxing history. It's Dean the Great versus Waleed Sharks 2. The rematch for the lightweight belt, I think it is. The lightweight belt, yeah. Dean. Last fight against Waleed, he got schooled. Like he had this one perfect punch, the one perfect counter punch where he knocked him down with, and Waleed just didn't know what to do, turned around to the ref and lost the fight. But every round Waleed was winning. Like Dean needed that knockout. If he didn't get a knockout, he would have lost. Like no matter what, he would have lost that fight if he didn't knock out Waleed. And I think it's gonna be kind of the same, but I don't think with the same outcome. I got Waleed winning this time. I think they both will get knocked down a few times, maybe once, maybe twice. It's gonna be fireworks, like straight up fireworks. But I think Walid got this. Walid should win this. Walid is a 3 times Golden Glove winner, I think 3 times. He has the experience, he has the amateur background, and I think he's the better boxer. He just made a rookie mistake. He was his first professional bout against Dean, so he wasn't used to the rule set of a professional bout. Now he knows he can turn around to the ref. Whatever happens, don't turn your back on the ref, because that's a signal for the ref that you can't fight. You can't go on and fight. So he shouldn't do that. I don't think he will do that again. And I think Walid's gonna win this by or a late KO, like last round, 5th round KO, or a decision. So I got Walid. So here you can see all my predictions, all the predictions for the Prime card. And I have a little challenge for myself. If I don't get at least 50% of the fights right, I gotta do a forfeit. I don't know what the forfeit will be yet, but I'm gonna make sure it's a big one. It's a big forfeit. Let me know in the comments if you guys know any forfeit for me. If you think, that could be amazing, I'll do anything. I don't care. I wanna make sure it's a good forfeit for you guys, so you guys enjoy the video. I'm gonna see you guys in Manchester. If you're not there, get the pay-per-view. Let's get this card to 1.52 million pay-per-view buys. I know we can do it. Get it live on the Zone, October 14th, live in Manchester, the Zone pay-per-view. And I see you guys next time. Peace.